Donald Trump, rather than trying to get people to come out of the VP debate, thinking about the fact that, at least in his mind, Vance did a good job or whatever, seems to be spending the majority of his time trying to get everyone to focus on the most obvious accidental slip up that I've ever seen, I think, in a debate. And I think it's really gonna undercut any value that his ticket might draw from this debate. So let me set this up. So the moderators asked Tim Walz how he changed his mind about banning assault weapons over his career, to which Walz said, "I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it." He said, "I've become friends with school shooters." He meant the victims of school shootings or the family, like obviously, right? Like that's the most obvious thing ever. He was talking fast. He said, "You know exactly what he means. Every literal person in the country knows exactly what he means, except perhaps one, I suppose, because Donald Trump began posting on Truth Social constantly about this, and so they make a meme about it that he posts. Then he posts about the meme that he posts. He calls it. I'm going to read this second one. Bear in mind, literally everyone, including Donald Trump, knows that this is just a slip up that means literally nothing. Walz made a very big mistake on gun shooters. Gun shooters? Does anyone think he knows what he said? Will he have a capital N news conference after the debate to apologize to the parents and others who were so horribly hurt? And then he tried to keep saying that he'd said it twice, which he hadn't. It was one time an accidental slip up. He's not gonna have a press conference to be like, "Hey, everybody knows I just slipped up. Obviously, I care far more than the other side about stopping these shootings, which is why I'm the only one, JD Vance wouldn't, that wants to actually stop them from getting the weapons that are absolutely butchering kids in schools across the country." I mean, everybody understands that, right? And then there's more and more and more memes and more comments. And then after the debate, why aren't the news shows talking about the fact that he said it? Because everybody knows that it's not a real thing. You deranged fool. And he's retruthing other people that are pretending to think that that's actually what he meant. And look, the thing about it is, this could just be Trump's super weird thing that he does today. Every day there's some bizarre thing that makes no sense to rational people. But in this particular case, this isn't just him doing a weird thing. This is him distracting from Vance performing pretty well. Not great, and he lied a ton, and he's a terrible guy and all that, but like he had a good night. And Trump seems barely interested in that. Instead, he's interested in ginning up conspiratorial outrage about a slip of the tongue. And I wonder, is it just him being stupid and conspiratorial? Or on some level, does he not want the focus to be on JD Vance having a good debate? We know Trump doesn't like to be outshone. And in particular, it's not even being outshone in a general sense. He lost the last debate, and now Vance might have won this one. You think he wants to give him credit for that? So I think on multiple levels, I think this is intentional, Sharon, but what do you think?
It's absolutely intentional, like everything else they do. It's absolutely intentional to draw attention to what was perhaps Governor Walz's, well, not his best moment, but I mean, let's be clear here. The debate was good. He's an everyday guy, John. And I think that resonates with people who don't expect him to be perfect. But yeah, is Trump doing it on purpose? Yes, even though he's lost some of his judgment, what little he had over the past several years, he's well enough to know when he's being devious, and that's what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, it's a necessary part of talking about the news or whatever, being in the news business, that you do fact checking or whatever. And a lot of the times the fact checking has an element of, this person knows that they're lying. It's not an accident, it's not a slip up, it's not a misinterpretation of the numbers or whatever. They know that they're lying. But then there's an extra layer of, again, I know that I've started to say this more and more. I think it's just because this is what's happened in our country. What game are we playing in America? Literally no one on any side believes what Trump is saying about this. But some people, I guess, like it, or they're just so desperate to have anything stick on Tim Walz. They've thrown out all of these attacks. You'll notice that Vance didn't even bother rolling out many of them. The attempt to discredit his literally decades of service in the military and all that stuff. They didn't bring up the tampons and everything because all their attacks, they failed and they're weird. And so now you have this. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work for anyone that isn't already a massive fan of Donald Trump, literally on Truth Social. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope that I'm not. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?